Okay, I just got off Erika Kirk's live. Anyone else think it's bizarre?
Ooh, she looks like she's laughing. Ooh, is she threatening us? Ooh, why is she smiling? Ooh, she doesn't look upset to me. Is this what we're doing now, dictating how people can respond to grief?
So Erika Kirk just gave a speech about her late husband, Charlie Kirk. But let's be clear, this is not a grieving widow. This is the most dangerous kind of woman, the male-centered woman.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Miss Oba. Today we need to talk about Erika Kirk and the statement she made after her husband's death. Now, usually when someone loses a loved one, we expect messages of peace, unity, or even just silence while they grieve. But Erika Kirk's words are different. Instead of grieving, her statement comes across like she's doubling down on hate, racism, and division. Let's be clear, grief is human. No one should be attacked for mourning. But when grief is turned into platform to push harmful ideas, we have to call it out. And that's exactly what Erika Kex did. Her statement didn't sound like pain or sorrow. It sounded like she was using the moment to glorify the same hateful politics that caused harm when her husband was alive. Many people online are noticing this. TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, people are saying the same thing. Instead of bringing people together, Erika is spreading the same toxic messages of racism and exclusion. This is the problem with the fair rights. They didn't separate personal loss from their political agenda. Even in death, they find a way to attack marginalized groups and keep fueling divisions. That's why people are rejecting her words, because hate dressed up as grief is still hate.
If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. The movement my husband built will not die. I refuse to let that happen. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
So Erika Kirk just gave a speech about her late husband, Charlie Kirk. But let's be clear, this is not a grieving widow. This is the most dangerous kind of woman, the male-centered woman. She stood up there and she called Charlie the perfect husband, the perfect father, and she promised that his voice, his movement, his mission will live on through her. But what was his mission? Right, inciting hate against minorities, against immigrants, against black people, against queer people, against women, us. She is not just mourning, she is sanctifying a man who spent his entire career demonizing the very communities that he put at risk. She is taking his politics of cruelty and she is trying to baptize them in widow's grief so that they appear holy, untouchable, and righteous. And that is the male-centered trap. Women who build their entire identities around a man, no matter how harmful he is, and then become the mouthpiece for his legacy. It's the patriarchy's favorite tool, because if she says it, suddenly it looks more soft, more emotional, more justified. But don't get it twisted, because Erika Kirk's battle cry of a widow is not about love or healing. It's about rallying people to continue her husband's hate. And that's why we have to call it what it is, dangerous.
This one is probably going to be a little bit divisive, but I've seen the video of Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's wife, and her quite bizarre kind of setup for a statement about the loss of her husband. Now, as somebody who's kind of recently lost a very close family member under quite kind of tragic and traumatic circumstances, I can understand how grief is very different for everyone. But what I can't get my head around is that this woman lost her husband a matter of days ago, has 2 young children with him, yet is able to stand, deliver a kind of faultless statement, pre-written statement obviously, with a smile on her face for a lot of it. It looks like crying, but there are no tears. And the weird thing is that it's in a really staged setup with a photo of Donald Trump as the Times Magazine Man of the Year or whatever it was, and 2 MAGA hats. And also, why is she completely in white? Like, again, I know it's grief and people grieve differently. It's so weird to have this, what looks like, it looks like a marketing piece, is the long and short of it. Like, it feels very cold and very sterile and just very, very bizarre for somebody who lost her husband so tragically. Why is one of the first things that she's doing going out and making this statement thanking the likes of JD Vance and Donald Trump? There's so much already that rings weird about this whole situation, and it doesn't add up. And this really adds to it. Am I the only person that's seeing that and is being a bit like, this is odd?
Okay, this is a time that I actually don't want to be right. I actually want you guys to say you're crazy. Okay, there was something about Charlie Kirk's wife's speech that I'm not alone in this. That there was something creepy about that speech. There was something weird. Okay, specifically the line where she says, she's telling her daughter what happened to Daddy, and she's like, Daddy's on a work trip with Jesus to afford your blueberries. And even in the moment, I was like, to afford your blueberries? That is such a weird thing to say. She could have invoked that same emotion just by saying, Daddy's on a work trip with Jesus. That would make you go like, oh, I'm sad. But to afford your blueberries, like, what? So I'm not some sort of like historical genius or something like that. I just was Googling, and I was just like, blueberry symbolism, blueberry far right, blueberry Nazi, and unfortunately I came up with something so horrible. Hang on. Okay, look at this here for a second, and then I'll kind of explain what's going on. Okay, so basically the story is that this group of photographs showed up at the Holocaust Museum, like, not very long ago, in pretty recent history, and like, it was this strange assortment of photographs. One of them, like the one I just showed you, that was labeled, Here There Are Blueberries. And so there was a Pulitzer Prize winning play just here, like I think in 2024, that was talking about this strange group of photographs that was trying to show Nazi, the Nazis, the SS soldiers, the like doctors and stuff that were there at Auschwitz living this very, very normal life, like almost trying to paint it like, I don't know, the weird juxtaposition of people living a normal life sitting around eating blueberries while there's a concentration camp, like, right across the fence. I know that this is a reach, and like I said, I really, really hope that I'm wrong, but something about the Serena Joy vibe of her speech, and if they are trying to throw some sort of a dog whistle or some sort of a foreshadowing symbol, something of that there's going to be a group of people that are eating blueberries in a group that aren't. I don't know. I had never heard of this play before, so you would think if somebody was trying to like put across a message like that, it would be something more obvious, but I don't know. Tell me what you think, and please don't be afraid to tell me that I'm crazy, because like I said, I want to be wrong.
Your husband just got pew-pewed in the neck in front of you and your kids, and within 72 hours of his passing, you've already done a press conference, you're having people film you while you're kissing and caressing his corpse. I'm really not even trying to be funny. Is that not weird? It'd be my full life birthday and I don't even be taking pictures and videos of myself. You are standing in the room with his corpse. Has rigor mortis even set in? Is his amniotic fluid all the way in there? Like, and you're telling somebody to film this. And you're editing it and like posting it. And then it was like kind of like ASMR, like she was rubbing the fabric. The press conference, you wrote a speech, accepted it, got dressed, hair done, makeup. I'm sorry.
So y'all, I just got finished listening to Erika Kirk's addressing the nation about her husband Charlie Kirk's assassination. But as I was listening to her and the words that were coming out of her mouth, I pick up on like small details. That's something that I love that about myself. I thank God for giving me that trait. I'm listening to what she's saying. When she said they tried to silence him, his mission will continue to go on. Who is they? When she says they, who is they? Because she said it numerous times in her speech. They have already captured the assassin. Supposedly, this 22-year-old kid, Tyler, is the one that did this, right? So who is they? Who is trying to silence him? And this goes back to my conspiracy theory mindset. John F. Kennedy, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and so on and so on. And this is what happened to Charlie Kirk. I'm just saying, like, these were hits from their very own. I'm just gonna say it like governmental. I just don't. When she kept saying they, how is it they when we have the assassin in, you know what I'm saying, arrested? I don't know. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong, but I know, like, my mind don't play tricks on me. But that lady kept saying they, and that lady know what the hell's going on, because she don't believe that that kid did it either. She know what we don't know. But y'all know what to do. Get in the comments. Let's go. But yeah, Erika say they. Mm-hmm.
Did y'all hear Erika Kirk's statement? Charlie Kirk's wife? It got the internet talking right now. Bruh, she didn't really sound like a widow that's grieving. This shit came off as like a rally speech. He said they won't silence him. But hold up. Who is they? The news and everybody else reported on one shooter. So why does it sound like she's talking about...
Charlie Kirk's widow, Erika Kirk, live streamed a message last night, and if that video was anything, it was a further call to war. Now, if you haven't seen it, I suggest you go watch it, because the visuals and messaging are absolutely fascinating. And just like my video from last night, it's time to clock in and listen up, because we're gonna the shit out of this thing. Each emphasis, each moment of emotional expression looked so perfectly calculated, and everything continued to circle back around to promoting and platforming the turning point, the business. She even directs people to their website. She tells them to start chapters wherever they are. She even goes so far as to say that there is absolutely no excuse to not start a chapter if there is not one near you. She also says that the evildoers will pay for what they've done. Here's the thing though, this speech was broadcast live, which means that it was broadcast after Tyler Robinson turned himself in. Now the language around the shooter has been very singular, very solo. We caught the guy. We already know that it looks like Tyler Robinson is aligning with the far, far right, in particular the GroPo movement. So, who are these evildoers to which she's referring?
I saw the show that Miss Erika Kirk put on about her husband, you know, her eulogy to him or whatever. And she's talking about how they have unleashed something in the country, and everything in their mom is coming for them. And I want to ask directly to Miss Erika Kirk, who is they, sis? Who is they? We did not kill your husband. A Trump supporter, a little boy that was radicalized online, killed your husband. Not us, not the evil left, the evil doers. So who is they? They is usually you, the white folk. They is usually Trump supporters. They is usually the extreme right. They is usually the domestic terrorists that still haven't been labeled as such. It still blows my mind that the KKK is not labeled a terrorist organization, a domestic terrorist organization. Still blows my mind that the white nationalists are not labeled as domestic terrorists, because they do foment terror. They do commit acts of violence against people of color because they are people of color, not because they're bad, just because they are not white. So who is they? Who is the they in this evildoer scenario? In the radical left is what we're assuming, right? That you're talking about, because you like to lump everybody in a group, but you don't like to be lumped in that same terrorist group. So who is they? Somebody answer the question. Who is they?
Anyone else think it's bizarre? I might have jumped in at a bad time, but as soon as I joined, she was just plugging Turning Point over and over again, telling people to go join their local chapters. Like, what? And then at the end of it, she's like, Charlie baby. This is what she says. She's like, Charlie baby, I will never let it die. I will never let it die. Like, and not in like a genuine caring way, you know, like you love him so much and don't want his legacy to die. More like she looked like she was the new CEO. Like, what was that? This just happened too. This just happened. I don't know. Something about that live rubbed me so weird. But I don't want to judge a grieving wife because that's not my place. But that felt strange to me.
Doing what you always want to do, baby. Making heaven crowded, right? That's what it's all about.
Wait, Erika, did you just say that Charlie Kirk spread love and positivity into this world? Did you just actually get on national television and say that shit? I mean, the delusion is fucking diabolically mind-boggling. You can't... What? If that dude spread love and positivity, then what the fuck did John Lennon, MLK Jr. spread? Malcolm X, what did they spread? My God, I'm living in a place where delusion is running fucking wild. What the hell is wrong with people?
Ooh, she looks like she's laughing. Ooh, is she threatening us? Ooh, why is she smiling? Ooh, she doesn't look upset to me. Is this what we're doing now? Dictating how people can respond to grief and how people can grieve. Let me tell you something. This woman has the strength of God, because it's only God as to how she can stand up there and give that press conference. To be stood right next to that seat where her husband did his thing every day and say those words about him and hold him down and pay homage to him, that's the strength of God. That peace that you can get when she said that her husband is with his Lord and Savior and in covenant, it was beautiful words, because I think his death was spiritual. I won't go as far to say he was a martyr, because there are things about Charlie Kirk that I don't think was Christian-like, but that peace that you can have in grief, I've seen it before, and that is the strength of God. And I think to myself, who are you? Some of you in the comments, it really shows that you just don't go out and touch grass, or you weren't held by your mother properly. Like, you just need a hug, because how can you have so much criticism for someone? When she said that her daughter, her 3-year-old, was going, "Where's daddy?" I broke down, because this is what I'm saying. A dad has been taken. A little girl has to grow up without a father now, over opinions. What is the world? What are we coming to? Does humanity even exist anymore? My heartfelt prayers goes out to Erika and the Kirks, man. Like the poor girl said, these actions will not stop us. That turning point USA will still continue to happen. And you lots are in the comment like, is she threatening us? I mean, come on. Talk about hater.
So Erika Kirk just gave a speech about her late husband, Charlie Kirk. But let's be clear, this is not a grieving widow. This is the most dangerous kind of woman, the male-centered woman. She stood up there and she called Charlie the perfect husband, the perfect father, and she promised that his voice, his movement, his mission will live on through her. But what was his mission? Right, inciting hate against minorities, against immigrants, against black people, against queer people, against women, us. She is not just mourning, she is sanctifying a man who spent his entire career demonizing the very communities that he put at risk. She is taking his politics of cruelty and she is trying to baptize them in widow's grief so that they appear holy, untouchable, and righteous. And that is the male-centered trap. Women who build their entire identities around a man, no matter how harmful he is, and then become the mouthpiece for his legacy. It's the patriarchy's favorite tool because if she says it, suddenly it looks more soft, more emotional, more justified. But don't get it twisted, because Erika Kirk's battle cry of a widow is not about love or healing. It's about rallying people to continue her husband's hate. And that's why we have to call it what it is, dangerous.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know how I feel about Erika Kirk's interview that she's given to the press. I don't think for a second, if that was me or many other people that had happened to and you'd seen that play out, that I could stand on that stage so articulate, so with it, if that happened to me in my situation. I don't know if I could stand there, give a statement, give a speech for that long, go down memory lane and keep it together. I mean, I know that people deal with grief very differently and people go into a state of shock, but only a few days after, I mean, I don't know what's going on in her head. Like, I couldn't possibly imagine that. But I couldn't get up on that stage and do that. I couldn't. I think I would have been so traumatised by what I had seen. It's one thing seeing someone else have that happen to them when you're not in their circle or situation, but to have it happen to one of your own, that would have been very difficult, and I'm not sure that I could do that, and I'm not sure how she's doing it. Now, I just want to make it clear, I am not mocking her for getting up on that stage and doing what it is that she's doing in terms of her speech and talking about the passing of her husband. I'm not. I just find it difficult based on my own emotions to the situation. If I was to switch it round, I don't know how she's doing it. I honestly don't feel like I would be able to pick myself up off the floor if I'd witnessed that. I don't know how she's doing it. Has anyone else watched it? Because if you haven't, it's in my saves. I recommend you watch it because I want to know what you think on it. Put in the comments what your thoughts are in it. Obviously she's grieving, and everybody grieves in a very, very different way to each other, and who are we to, I suppose, judge how someone is grieving in their situation? I guess the point I'm trying to make is, I don't know if I could do it. I couldn't do it.
So, the real question is, why is Erika choosing to glorify the same harmful ideas at a time when she could be calling for love, healing, or reflections? The answer is simple. Because the right has no interest in the healing. They only know how to weaponize pens to keep their hateful messages alive. And that's why her statement doesn't sit well with so many people. It's not grief, it's propaganda. And we should not let grief be used as a cover for racism and hate. What do you think? Did Erika's words sound like grief to you, or like another way to push division? Let me know in the comment section.